Dodgers star Jim, his interpreter Ippei Matsuhara looks like I don't know, I don't want to say it the wrong way, Jim. Is he taking the fall, but he's being charged. The feds are focused on Ippei. They are clearing, the U.S. Attorney is clearing Shohei Ohtani. Watch this.
Mr. Ohtani is considered a victim in this case. There is no evidence to indicate that Mr. Ohtani authorized the over $16 million of transfers from his account to the bookmakers.
So it's all focused on Ippei Matsuhara, Jim.
A really quick investigation when you consider when the public became aware of this and when this investigation has begun to now what seems to be at least a conclusion in terms of the interpreter. There's just going to be all of these questions that are going to go on, I'm quite sure, for some time. But even Commissioner Manford, when he came out, he said it's going to be a quick investigation. So either they had a lot more information than the public was aware of, and these things cleared up for them, at least in terms of what they were able to see and charge and clear in this instance, than all the rest of us have been knowledgeable of. Well, it just seems kind of confounding that all of this can be done in 2 or 3 weeks after the number of changes of stories. And Ohtani has still not answered a question. And so, the fact that he is a victim, it's tragic to lose a friend like that and to be in this position. It's got to be just an awful, awful feeling of betrayal. Yet, on the other hand, he hasn't answered one question from the press yet. So I'm sure there's still a lot of questions that a lot of people have, and that's not to implicate him as a victim, but he should just come forward and talk to the press. If there's nothing to hide, then just let it go, and this is what happened. And it's all very, very, it's just a strange story.
Exactly. It was just also confounding.
To not know that millions of dollars are missing from your bank account and you're a victim?
And your story changed several times.
Call the authorities yourself?
Yeah, to your point, the story changed. There was some suggestion, we didn't know, how could the translator get inside, make wire transfers from Ohtani's bank account. There is testimony now, I believe, from inside the bank that he impersonated Ohtani. But still, it's still odd that there's not more checks and balances on moving hundreds of millions of dollars.
Well, I don't know that number, and I don't know how many millions, but it's a lot of millions, and let's say it's $16 to $40 million. It came out first that it was 4.5, now it's up to 16. How do you just not notice that? I don't care if you're making however many millions and hundreds of millions of dollars. That's a huge amount of money for anybody, particularly somebody young, sharp, aggressive, knowledgeable, one of the greatest players, baseball has seen. You just can't be that lackadaisical in the whole rest of your life.
And you're right. I don't know that much money changed hands. Those are the reports on how much money was bet, not how much was gained or lost necessarily once you net it out, which would have required movement from a bank. Still, though, it's a fascinating story that's hard to explain. Jim Gray, have fun down at
By the way,
Masters.
I don't know a lot about the betting world at all. In fact, I don't gamble and so forth. But how does the bookie allow that type of credit for an interpreter who's making $200,000 to $400,000 a year? It's astonishing.
Another one of the questions that makes this story odd, we'll say.